Hey, Bot,
Huh? What?
could you at least ask before you take the microphone?
This microphone? I'm using it.
I mean, you're just sitting on it. You're probably getting like fairy dust, robot dust all over it.
That's offensive.
Yeah, all right. Thank you. Like, you can have it back when I'm done. All right. Ah, you little scamp.
Can you wait? I love you.
I love you too, Faybot. Hey, I don't have long to film this because I'll be dead soon. Not me literally. I'll be fine. But once this video is over, the version of me that exists in it talking to you will be as good as dead. And I actually do think about death a lot when making these videos. From coming up with the idea to filming and editing and uploading, more and more of my thoughts about it lead towards, God, I hope I can get this uploaded before I die. If something should happen to me, at least this, the most recent bunch of my ideas and thoughts will be out there for people, and that even if I die, they'll be able to watch my latest video, and I can make some kind of impact in the world, or on individuals living on it anyway. I am really, really so grateful to anybody who watches these. Um, yeah, thank you. Oh, good. The microphone reaches. I'm gonna miss my train. The first lyric of the first song in Drive 45's set of 8 music videos that go together. Now, I think of this line as Drive 45 is going somewhere. Think of taking a train, skipping town, getting away from the life you're currently living, dying in a way, getting rid of your life as it is and in favor of a new life. And no, not caring about the consequences your actions have. The next lines, consequences my actions have. Everything is expensive and I don't have justification, but I'm running out of patience. I need something to pick me up, even if I don't deserve it. Um, so the character in the song is clearly someone who is getting their emotional validation and joys from retail therapy. And very realistically, it doesn't give you self-esteem. It doesn't necessarily make you think, "Oh, I have all this nice stuff because I deserve it." No, the thought process seems to be, this is going to keep me going for another stretch of time, but I'm not worthy of it. Brain is broken, doors won't open. Hyperbole. Hyperbole. Um, doors opening generally means like, all these opportunities are available to you, but doors aren't opening. You're not really getting these opportunities. You're not getting to do the things that you would really want to do. And of course, it's hyperbolic because they're not talking about real doors, and their brain isn't literally broken into pieces. It's hyperbole. The next lines, I don't really mind that I feel worthless because I'm gonna buy something new to give me purpose. This keys you into thinking about who is saying these lines, and are they simply objective truth? When you're listening to a song, are the things they saying not just like they'd have the exact objective truth of reality and they're telling it to you? If I don't really mind that I feel worthless, like, is that good? Shouldn't you mind that? Like, that's bad, right? So I'll just spend my time being alone with everything I own. I'm fine. Who are they trying to convince? Is it us and themselves? I'm not sure why I came. I really hate to bother you, but I think I'm in trouble, and there's only me to blame. We're coming to someone for help, it seems. Apologies are overdue, and I'll try not to muddle, but I've been in Home Depot for hours, looking at curtains for showers. My bag wasn't where I put it. I think someone might have took it. I need you to come pick me up, even though I don't deserve it. Keys were stolen, doors won't open, literally. Back to this. The literally and the hyperbole serve as like a tutorial for interpreting songs and lyrics and words in general. Because like you can say the same words, doors won't open. But now it's brought the metaphorical struggle into a very literal one. And an even more visceral one, I think, because if someone just says, doors aren't opening for me, there's so many things that can mean. But to ground you in the specific, you could imagine how bad it would be. I have nightmares about this sometimes, about being just stuck in the middle of nowhere, and I lose my keys, and I've got no way, like, what am I gonna do? I can't fix that by myself, and now, only in that situation, being a hermit that I am, would I have to ask somebody for help. Very interesting with the visuals of this song. A call for help, and they are very explicitly pulling out their phone and calling somebody for help with these problems. Perhaps that's what they're doing with their music as well. It's a call for help. We go through the chorus again, and then it ends. Another visual element of the song that I really want to talk about is, of course, that they are kind of taking themselves out of a box. So there's them, and then there's a smaller them inside of a box, and they open it up, and they take that one out, and they let that one out, and now that one's out. And they put themselves in the box so that their inner something can do the talking now. And also really interesting is that between these two, the inner and the outer, they communicate, their mouths move, but it's just like instrumentals and weird vocal echoing things playing whenever they're communicating with each other. So it appears that whatever these are, even though they are like the same person, they can't really just talk one to the other. It's this subconscious to conscious communication that is also what you do with art. That's what I do with art anyway. Sorry, you're me, so I'm you. You can use those interchangeably. That, when you make something, you can put things into it intentionally, and then there's also all the stuff that you just take as, your beliefs, what's natural, what you're so used to that you don't interpret it as anything to interpret. You're just like, oh well, that's just how I am. That's just how it is, you know. But then if you watch it back or you read it back, you try to interpret your own work. You can learn some things about yourself that you were not consciously aware of, which is just really cool. Also, finally, I just want to mention, in my opinion, I think the opening like shots of the video where the green screen walls get overlain, these white curtains drape over the screen in a way. They look like curtains to me, like the opening curtains of a play or something like that. This is the opening of a series, a set of videos, which they follow through on with another video. How do I get this to change? There we go. Avenues. Now this is a song about songs and about what you get out of them. What are they telling you? It just starts with a bunch of adjectives, a bunch of good adjectives, positive things. Pretty, funny, silly, goofy, perfect, loving, honest, social, humble, helpful, faithful, playful, harmless, trustful, pleasant, angel. Oh, that sounds very nice. I like these words. This seems like the words that someone positive and trustful would say. But then there's a flip. Uh-oh. Stupid, awful, broken, heartless, ugly, damaged, evil, hollow, wicked, foolish, nervous, shallow, rotten, toxic, liar, nasty. Which just already, I mean, like, if you just take those two first things, those lists of words, it's like, that already tells you, like, so much, I think, about, like, but we'll get to it. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna go through all the lyrics for this one, I don't think. But make a song about me. Who are you? I don't know. For all you know, I could be counterfeit. Inside a house, inside a room, inside a box, inside a shell. How do you not know? How are you able to trust the things people say as some kind of truth? How could you know that it's not something constructed, especially if it's like you know, it's not a casual conversation. This is a song. These are lyrics. These were written and planned and produced for a reason. And let's see. Let's see what advice they give. Heard you moved into the avenues, but you still can't learn to see things through. Maybe you should give your ears to me. None of your friends even like you. Maybe you should think the way I think. Maybe you should hear things the way I hear them. Would it be good for you? I don't know. It'd be good for me if you were to listen to me and take my advice and need my advice. Born in San Francisco, maybe somewhere in the middle of that other busy city. What's it called? Sacramento. I think this is really cute, that, like, a cute way of showing off what you don't know about the artists whose content you consume. If they told you they were born in San Francisco, you'd have to believe it. Or wait, no, sorry, they were born in Sacramento. Do you believe that? Were they born in either of these places? Who knows? I don't know, not me. It doesn't really matter. Since it didn't last forever. Which is just a funny tongue-in-cheek thing about, like, I don't know, like, does only things that last forever matter? Isn't that nothing? Does nothing matter? You seem really nervous. Do you have a sense of purpose? Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Can you tell me what it is? Fuck. I can't remember. I saw you changed your clothes and made new friends, but I think you know how that will end. Maybe you should give your eyes to me. Everyone thinks you look ugly. I'll talk sense into you. I think that you should max out your credit card. You'll have nothing left to do but pay back the debt you built from when you maxed out your credit card. You'll go get a job at some place you feel needed, then grow old and die. I think this is a very, just as easy to interpret as possible practical application of the ideas this song is giving of don't just do the things people tell you. Don't just live the world that you're given in the way that you're expected to live within it. it's not necessarily going to work out for you. It might not be in your best interest. And it might not go well for you to listen and model your life after the things you hear in a song. The next one is longer than I anticipated, and so we just keep building off of the previous ideas of previous songs. Um, I will just jump the gun on this one. The thing that they reveal maybe halfway through the song, maybe like a third of the way through, is that the Drive 45 on the left and the Drive 45 on the right are both Drive 45. My interpretation of it is that this is a Drive 45 who is talking to the version of themselves that they want to become. And they're singing about how it took longer than they anticipated to become who they want to be. Um, and but then they seem to be caught in a cycle where, once they just become this future version of themselves, they seem to still be the same them. They're still asking questions, they're still trying to become who they want to become. Is that who they're going to be tomorrow as well? Is just someone who's trying to become who they're trying to become? It's taking so fucking long. This one especially interests me with the idea of, like, that these songs are in communication with each other. Because, like, imagine you're Drive 45 and you've got the previous two videos to watch and analyze and interpret and think about and think, what does this solve? Who is this for? This doesn't make me who I want to be necessarily. Um, all of, like, and I don't know. So it's interesting. It's just this motivational cycle of, you know, I want to be this motivated version of myself who doesn't hesitate and doesn't have and stops asking questions all the time, and it's like, you don't want to get caught in that loop of being so focused on going somewhere that the next day you're just still focused on going somewhere. Go somewhere. Do something. There we go. I'm at the beach today. I hear people say that they think this one is hard to interpret. That's kind of why I'm making this video, is because all these songs just make sense to me. It just, every time a new one comes out, I'm like, no, I hear exactly what you're saying, and it just seems so straightforward that these songs, they just explain themselves as they're happening. Like, you can't get an easier to understand thing than that. Go watch these videos, listen to these songs yourself, and then don't come back here, because you won't need to. You'll understand. But if you need the help, I'm here. So, I'm at the beach today, having fun with you. Another, just immediately a great showcase of what songs can do, what art does, is art just tells you where we are, what we're doing, what we're feeling. If I say we're at the beach today, we're at the beach, and I'm having fun with you. But going to the beach is an analogy, and you're not actually here with me, because you is just another word for me. Everybody in the world is actually me. Within the world of the art that I'm making, there's only me. You're not here with me. You're not in this room. It's just me. It's just me talking to myself, really. But the fact that you're here listening to me saying these things puts you in the position of getting to think you're me. Getting to think my words and my thoughts and getting to hear them. And you don't get to reply or anything, so best you can do is just listen to the words I'm saying, maybe sing along with them, and then suddenly, once you're singing along, and you're saying you instead of me, and me instead of you, well, you're saying the same words as the lyrics, but their meaning has flipped. Suddenly you're telling someone else that you're... Anyway, I'm a scary monster. I'm just so sick and twisted. I'm the only person that has felt narcissistic. These next set of lines are so. Writing words as subtle as a heavy handed wordsmith, another song about myself. But I'm not narcissistic. I'm a scary monster. I'm just so sick and twisted. Avoiding conversation because I need it to be scripted. Creating every detail of how I'm to be depicted by writing songs about myself. Who could have predicted that I'm a scary monster? I'm just so sick and twisted. I'm the only person that has felt narcissistic. Writing words as subtle as a heavy handed wordsmith. Another song about myself, but I'm not narcissistic. So a really fun thing with this video is that we're not watching it alone. Drive 45 is sitting at the computer with you and pulls you in and says, come on, let's watch. I made a new video. Come on, let's watch. Let's check it out. But then, while they're watching the video, something happens, and suddenly they're watching themselves, looking into a mirror, writing these words, revealing surprisingly vulnerable and lucid things about their own process and themselves. About writing these songs, and once that section is over, they turn to the camera and they say, I'm sorry, I don't know what that was. And I mean, just with everything I've talked about, I think that's all very straightforward. It's just, oh, hey, the art that I make reveals things about myself, and you get to see those things, and I get to see those things, and where do we go from there? We do get the return of let's see. I never had a say in making everybody me. It's nice to see you and hear what I've been up to. Talk about what I'm gonna do. I'm free. Hyperbole, actually, because I have to finish my chores. Technically, that means they're also yours. Checkmate. Help me do my chores. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Then it's time for the pop quiz. Which it's like, I interpret it as, I think people would always say, like, good art makes you ask questions. It asks questions of you. And I think this segment makes a really funny point about questioning how effective that is if you don't have the answers and you don't know how to get to the answers. If music asks you a question that you don't know the answer to, it just kind of leaves you feeling like, what? I'm confused. What are you asking of me? How am I supposed to know that? You can guess at the answers. But then there's the second question. Will you feel ungrateful when you are no longer able to stumble through life so fucking nonchalant? It's like, oh wait, I wasn't expecting I was gonna be asked this. I didn't know I was gonna think about that. So, I don't know. I don't know. The next set of songs comes after Drive 45 was collaborated with Item Label to make some funny ass Item Label commercials. So this actually comes at a time where I believe they would have been getting like an influx of new viewers from the Item Label audience. Their numbers are going up. There's kind of a bigger audience now. And this song, I think, has a lot to do about what they do with that audience. Perfect case in point. Or rather, what they could do with this audience. And also, at the same time, well, we'll get to it. Make a PowerPoint that's a perfect case in point of something we could do together if we were bestest friends forever. Something we could do together, you and me. That sounds fun. Before you say your counterpoint and my thoughts become disjointed, there's a couple more things to consider. I really like these lines. Purely outside of the song, I just like having these thoughts. These have helped me with conversations with other people, is to think, oh, if I just keep talking at them and I don't let them talk, whatever thoughts they had are going to become disjointed. You need to pause and listen to the other person sometimes. Because, like, it just feels like, oh, you're sharing your thoughts. You're sharing your thoughts. That's fun. They can listen. They can listen. They can listen. They can listen. But, like, whatever response they had, whatever thoughts they had, they can only hold on to so many of them. You keep stacking up things for them to reply to. How are they going to reply? Within the context of music, though, this is, of course, like, you, the listener, you don't get a chance to say your counterpoint. They just get to keep going, and it is disjointing. Because I skipped lunch, and then I took quite the punch, so I went to Skip Town, but I let myself down because I missed my train, and there was only me to blame. But now I think I'm glad I stayed, because there's a playdate underway. So this adds a little bit more to the lore, to the backstory, if you're interested in that kind of literal thing of like, okay, so before they were taking the train, they got punched. I guess that's got something to do with why they were leaving town. And this is also just so, like, propped up as, alright, everybody, the callback. Bringing back the train. Oh, you love it. You love it when I bring ideas back, don't you? The spotlights are on them. The audience is clamoring for what's gonna happen next. And there's so now we're thinking of these videos as a playdate between the creator and the audience. Which, what isn't? I mean, really, what isn't a playdate between the creator and the audience? I'm spending time making it, you're spending time watching it. We're playing. We're on a playdate right now. And I really want to play it cool. I think I might take you to my house. I'll tell you all my secrets. I'll prove that I'm a genius. The next lines let's see. Did you know that one day my house is gonna finally fall down? And I'll be in it. And no one even saw the cool shit I own. We'll come back to it. Hey! I love this part of the video where it visually transitions the hey, cuts in, sounding more like, speaking than singing, like the audio, like, quality is different in that way. And they are the thumbnail for the video, saying that. It cuts to a scene that is them in being the thumbnail for this video that you're watching. As if that's what this video is saying, as if that's what this is, hey, now that we're best friends, do you want to cut my hair? Or we could do what best friends do and show each other our nightmares. This is a huge, which I love. That is what best friends do, by the way, is we show each other our nightmares. And I think all of these videos could be considered their nightmares. Is stuff like losing your keys, being lost out there and you have to call for help, even though you really don't want to. You haven't talked to them in so long, and you have to apologize for that. Listening to music and having your life irreparably altered by following the advice it gives you. Being in an endless loop of having these conversations with yourself where you want to improve, and then the next day you're just the same person who wants to improve again. And the impact you have on your audience and the mindset and your own mindset and the individual person watching its mindset that anyway, so let's say this one is also a nightmare, and they invite 3 people from the audience into their house, into this video. They're working with their audience. They're inviting them in. And isn't this a dream for you, the ultimate Drive 45 fan? Like, isn't that what you want? Being a fan, being in a fandom is like, wouldn't it be so cool if you actually got to like be in a video and be their friend and like help them make it or whatever? But it doesn't go well, really. No one's able to really follow their way of thinking. It's always kind of different and scattered and strange, the tasks that they need to get done and the way that they need them to get done. It's so far outside the realm of, like, your way of thinking that, like, the best you can do is mess it up. You're gonna fuck it up. No best friend for no good freak. Stop. I loved your audition. You've got ambition, and you'd make a great addition. But there's heavy competition. There's a bona fide director, a garbage inspector, a dinner plate collector, there's even a slime dissector. There's a talking swamp rat who loves to call and chit-chat. But it is pretty clear that you don't know shit about that. These line references characters who show up in different videos that are not the songs, which you don't know about because you haven't watched all of their videos, because you're not a true fucking fan, because you're not them. This nightmare contraption has no room for distractions. Its one and only action should be product extraction. I've seen everything you've shown now, so let's quit wasting time. Feel free to find your own house, but this one it is mine. I'm the sole contributor. I made this house a home. And I don't want any visitors. I'll die in here alone. Make a PowerPoint. That's a perfect case in point of something we will never do together. I already did it by myself. You think you're gonna help me make this video? I already made it. And you would just mess it up. We're not gonna be friends. You need to get over that. This is my house. I made it. And one day it's gonna fall down. And I'll be in it. I love this next song coming off of the previous one because obviously there is some ego in the previous song. And this one just kind of takes that to the to the logical extreme. Mrs. Mark Max Maddy, a really cool Drive 45, breaks into your house while you're asleep, and it tells you your parents don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to raise you. You need someone cool like me who will tell you to do your chores, and sign up for my cool kid classes. I'm gonna show you how to be cool. You know, just watch my videos, listen to my words, model yourself after me, and then you'll be cool like me. Hurry up before life flashes. Make them auction off your ashes, because you'll be so cool once you've burnt yourself out, and your ashes will be worth so much money. Won't that be great? Won't that be worth it, for you to be worth a lot of money after you're dead? That'd be great. Dear great Enclus, I wish I was as great as you. I know I'm bowling at the alley beside you, but I only have 10 pins to say goodnight to you. So here's me, young, looking up to my great Enclus, wishing I was as great as them, because they're so good at bowling. And so that's how I've learned to communicate my love and affection for them, is by bowling. And I have to get really good at bowling in order to show them that I love them and that I want them to have a good night. Because they're not good at, like, words. They're not good at saying I love you. They're good at bowling. So I need to get good at bowling to communicate to them that I respect them and that I love their craft and the things they do. And then I can prove to them that I love them once I've imitated them so thoroughly. My bile grew into a vile bile brew. I've made a Mrs. Mark Max Maddy of myself. Oh, jeez. You probably think I'm such a worthless worm. So, let's get back to a worm. I studied up. The grow-up bus said, "Eat my dust." That's the school bus there. I'm done with school. I'm not listening to my teachers. I'm listening to Drive 45. Drive 45 is telling me how to be. and so I'm just kind of taping this, like, new personality together out of bits and pieces of gum and tape, and I'm still paling in comparison. But I just had a big breakthrough. I'll take old used you and make me brand new. So shut your mouth, Drive 45. You're done talking. I'm talking now. And I'm using your words and your content to make my content now. Bitch. I'm a no-good thief and I'll rip you off. Just you watch. I'll be good for something for once in my life. Ending on "for once in my life" gives such an empathetic view to the human condition, really. I mean, that, you know, me out here copying your work is like, aren't I doing it for the reason everyone is doing everything that they do? I want to be good for something. Time cut. Dear you know who, it's been years since I've seen you. I think a visit's overdue, and I've got breaking news for you. Dear great Clue, I've become much greater than you. I can't believe I used to bowl right beside you. Now you sit and cry about just how fast your life flew by toodaloo to the big fraud I thought I knew. You've made a Mrs. Mark Max Maddy of yourself. I always knew you were just a worthless worm. So, your pursuit of becoming as good as, if not better, your pursuit of becoming as good as who you admired has gone swimmingly. You've become better than them. You saw what their craft was. You saw the mistakes they were making. They're getting old and tired. They're not as good at it anymore, and you're good at it now. So what worth are they to you now that they're bad at it? They can't communicate that they love you with their craft anymore. You always knew they were worthless. You never really loved them anyway. Then we get into the nightmare section of this song. As if the whole thing isn't already a nightmare, this makes it explicit for anyone watching that you don't have to interpret it and understand like fridge horror, like, oh, that was a terrifying video I just watched with a bunch of scary messages and thoughts and ideas. Here we just make it literally scary. Their face is blurring, melting. Is this trepidation or is this regret? I remember admiration, but for who? I forget. You don't even remember who you were doing this for anymore. I'm in control. You won't swallow me whole. Are you not just in the next cycle of, well, let's... No more vertebrae, only scrunch. The birds of prey of yesterday will all be someone's bird days are gone. It won't be long before an omnivore is soaring over and decides it wants a worm lunch. As great as you've made yourself out to be, you already know how your story's gonna end now. You're a part of the cycle. Someone's gonna be inspired by you, admire everything you do, copy you, learn from you, become better than you, and you're gonna grow old and die. And then you'll be consumed, just like you consumed those who came before you. This one's very funny because their house fell over. It fell over. What do they got now? The stuff that they owned, it doesn't tempt them anymore. And they're kind of owning the fact that they're just taking the ideas around them, the inspirations that they get, and they're making their own thing out of them. And that's all fine and cool, honestly. What are you gonna do, not be inspired? I think, if I could make this brief, I think the main idea for this one is really, really cool about what the point of making art can be is not this endless production of... well, anyway, you should make something so that you get it out there and then you can move on from it to the next thing. It'll be in your rear view mirror. You can move on from it. You can look at it. You can say, oh, I kind of get what this is now. I kind of get where I was coming from when I made this. And I can see where I had room to grow. And I can move on to the next thing. So, even if you're not understanding why, even if you're not hungry, you need to make something so that you can grow from it, so that you can make the next thing, the previous thing has to end. Even whether or not you write a good ending to it or not, it'll end. Oh, it'll end. This is the last one. Ground Vision starts with a list of things that sound like they may as well be titles for videos that they could make. Crashed a clunker, broke the bumper, thwacked my thunker, pinched the pumper. It's their language, right? This is the kind of silly words they use, the kind of way of coming up with phrases that mean something that you don't understand right away, but if you put it together, like what the words are and what that could mean, it explains itself, and then you kind of get what it means. But the repeating background line during this part is, "You can't say I never," which comes back to the interpretation of artists and the things they say. If I say I lost a big bone, I bonked my big dome, wore the big cone, and barked a big groan, can you say I never? Could you say that I never went to school? Broke my arm? Can you say I never took shit and kissed the fist of the tool who took the piss and said I'm pissing in the pool? Ooh, a little more lore for you. So this is what happened before they got punched, is that someone was accusing them of pissing in the pool. Did any of this happen? Has Drive 45 ever even been near a train? I can't say they never. Hold your horses, hold your horses. Keep holding till they're corpses. You're gonna be waiting a long time for what comes next. But don't expect me to go and cite my sources, because the only string of words I'll possibly endorse is, I understand your problems. Our hearts have hands, so put her there. There's no fact-checking a Drive 45 video. There's no sources to check. There's just feelings and understanding. Can you feel it? Do you feel understood? That's art, baby. And bystanders can gather around just to get a glimpse, a glance of what my eyes found down underground. Sorry, down underground. And they're gonna give you a glance, but first they're gonna have a little panic attack, like, something's not quite right. Like, they just don't get how I feel. They just don't get. And like, ain't this just how it is making art and trying to be understood? Is making something that makes sense to you and is revealing you, but there's still people who don't get it. They don't get it. All you can do is weave this tapestry one bit at a time until it all comes together to communicate something. And they're getting kind of sick of it. They're gonna throw a fit. They're playing monkey in the middle with themselves. Like, what is this game? What is this? Like, is this a way to communicate? Really? Is this a way to live your life? Are they happy? Is it fully fulfilling? Shucks, I'm shy. Oh, what a perfect admission to prove to you I've been given ground vision. See how vulnerable I am. See how revealing I am. See how I'm able to share these things with you? I'm shy. And now you know that. And now you can see what I see with my eyes. Maybe you can see it in my eyes bone dry. We'll get to that. That makes more sense later. Because I'm the sand that you walk on at the beach, where you wonder, how have all these clocks gone by? You sit there watching these videos, getting through them, and by the end of it you're like, wow, how did all this time fly by? That sure was nice. Anyway, I'm gonna go watch the next video now. There's sand on the beach. We all are, sand on the beach of YouTube, and you're just having a lovely stroll across us, aren't you? Aren't we all? I do it. I walk across you. I watch hours and hours of streams and videos and TV shows and songs, and I don't spend all that much time thinking about the people who make them. I mostly just spend the time being like, I'm awake another day, another bunch of hours that I need to kill, and a bunch of clocks that need to go by. And you can't say I never tried and true. These words will never find you. It gets so hard to talk when you always chew your chalk. We'll come back to that line because it comes back again at the end of the video. We're coming back to it now because it's the middle of the video, and it's not over yet. But once you re-listen to this song, this middle part, having the same lines as the end of the song, it kind of triggers this moment in your brain where you're like, wait a minute, am I at the middle of the song or the end of the song? Is it about to be over? Am I about to move on and go about my day? Nope, time for a panic attack, but this time for real this time. At least musically, I mean, it just gets like anxiety as instrumental as anxiety inducing as you can get, in my opinion. Now, the next set of lines, I don't really know what to say about, but God, they're good. It's hard work minding all this business, but I don't know what this business is. But I don't know how to rest this leg. But I don't know what this omelet is. But I can't unbreak this egg. But I don't know what this business is. All I know is how to cut my teeth. And that ticks and pisses me off, because my teeth are where I can't see. So cutting your teeth on something means that you're just kind of doing it for the first time. And that your teeth will get sharper. You'll be able to bite into it better next time, because you gotta do it the first time. You gotta cut your teeth. I think that's what that means. I didn't look it up or anything. Which is just an interesting, beautiful way of saying, like, you know, I don't know how to make things. All I know is to try to do it, to make the things that I'm making, and who knows what comes of it. Like, I don't know what I'm going to become once in the future. I don't know what I am now even, but I've already broken out of my shell. I'm already being what I am. That's all there is to it, really. And once again, our hearts have hands, so put her there. Don't you have somewhere to be? Once this ends, aren't you going somewhere else? And like, oh wow, yeah, it's almost over. I gotta share something really vulnerable. One time, I cried. Another perfect admission. To prove to you I've been given ground vision. And maybe you can see it in my eyes, bone dry. I love how that ties back to, you can't say I never cried. But then, like, we the viewers are, like, looking at their eyes, like, I don't see any tears in there. I don't know that you've ever cried in your life. Do I just have to take you at your word for it? You swindler. And it's just really, like, even if you're sharing something true, something that definitely happened, surely they've cried at some point in their life. I still don't know that. It's still just something they're telling me, and it's still worth thinking about. Why are they telling me? What are they trying to prove? Why is it worth proving to them? Tried and true. These words will never find you. And it gets so hard to talk when you always chew your chalk. You use chalk to draw and color and make a big, beautiful picture, and maybe while you're thinking about what to do next, you're chewing on the chalk. And if you're spending all of your time creating your art and thinking about the art you're going to make and thinking about the art you've already made, and you're spending all that time chewing your chalk, how do you communicate with other beings? What do you have to relate to other beings if you just are focused on your inner world, and that's all you are spending your time thinking about and crafting and scripting how you're going to present yourself for your next piece of art? How do you live in the world if you're so busy just making art of it? You need to stop for a bit. Just gonna unplug it. So I kind of see Drive 45 as a detox for parasocial relationships with artists. When they make a new video, they're not continuing a personal relationship with you. And if they don't make a new video, they're not betraying you. And they're not ending a personal relationship with you. They're ending a project that had a purpose and an idea to communicate. And once it's communicated, are they supposed to keep going? That would betray the point of everything they've said. Let artists live. Just enjoy them as people. Enjoy their art and let them live as people. Don't expect that you know them. Like, what can you get out of art? You know, I don't know. I think there's something interesting to be thought about. What do you even get out of conversations with people? Because you're not them, and you're not in their head, so you don't know that what they're saying is what they truly believe. You don't even know if what they truly believe is the truth, because they might believe fucked up, wrong things. So I think you kind of just have to interpret everything by the feelings you get from it. Like, what other choice do you have? At least for, like, artistic experiences. I don't know. I'm muddying the waters here, but that's fine. I'm getting tired. I had some health scares in the last few weeks, and I wanted to film this video so bad that I would think, you know what, maybe this health scare is gonna kill me. And instead of doing anything else, instead of doing something about it, instead of even, like, going to the hospital, there was an urge within me to just film this video anyway. Because even if it killed me, at least the art would be out there. Isn't that worth more than my life? I thought. And with the subject matter of the video, with Drive 45, I couldn't help but see how ridiculous that was. This project should die before I do. I don't know that Drive 45 is going to make any more videos on Drive 45 channel. It feels like the project has ended. Maybe I'll be wrong. That'll be cool. That'll be great. Maybe I'm right, and this was the last one. Because, I mean, these 2 sets of 4, like, that's a pretty satisfying thing. Although they could go for 4 sets of 4, right? That's pretty perfect. Wouldn't you love to end a project on, like, a perfectly, like, symmetrical 4x4 grid of your works? Ah, fuck.